Hey, I'm Mike Baccarella, and today we're going to take a look at this really cool Joe Diorio wide interval pattern, and then we're going to take a look at how we can expand upon it by moving it around to different positions. Let's take a look. Before we get started, if you enjoy the video, please consider giving it a like. That really helps the channel to grow. And if you're new here and you enjoy this sort of content, I release new jazz guitar lesson videos every single week. So please consider subscribing or ringing the notification bell so you can stay up to date on my newest videos. And if you're interested in supporting me further, please consider checking out my Patreon, where I post PDFs for each and every one of my lesson videos, as well as a weekly jazz solo transcription. So for as little as $5 a month, you get access to over 100 lesson PDFs and over 100 solo transcriptions. There's a ton of stuff to practice over there. Now let's get started. This pattern comes from Joe's book, Intervallic Designs for Guitar, which is one of my favorite books ever. And I mean that, like, even amongst novels and textbooks and all sorts of stuff. Like, I think it's one of the greatest things ever published. It's full of the coolest ideas ever. To illustrate how this line could be potentially used, I made a 2-5 here. So let's go over my 2-5 and then we'll go through the pattern. Playing in the key of F major. So we got G minor 7, C7, F major 7. And I start with some just basic G minor pentatonic stuff for the G minor 7. So we're just all out of this position. So we got G, D, C, F, D as a triplet. And I got B flat, G, C, B flat. There's a G minor portion. And for the C7 portion, I played D flat melodic minor. So I go D flat, C, B flat, A flat, E natural, E flat, D flat, B flat, and then I land on A, which takes me to my F major 7. Now this Joe Diorio pattern is from A minor pentatonic. A minor pentatonic over F major 7 gives us a 3rd, 5th, 6th, major 7, and the 9th. So it gives us some really cool color tones. And so here's the pattern. A, E, A, D, G, D, G, C, E, G, C, A, D. There's a pattern slow. So you can see this line is clearly out of the A minor pentatonic scale. It comes from this fingering. Whenever I take a look at patterns that come from the pentatonic scale, I tend to think of them as in low notes and high notes from each string set, because typically we play a pentatonic on 2 note per string kind of fingerings, right? So I think of the low note and the high note. So my pattern here is low note on the 6th string, high, high on the 5th and 4th, and then low note on the 5th string. So that's my first 4 notes: low, high, high, low. And then we go to the next 4 notes: low note on the 4th string, high note on the 3rd string, high note on the 2nd string, low note on the 3rd string, low, high, high, low. And on the 2nd string, we got low, high, and then we go to the 1st string, high, low, and then we jump to the next position for our last note. So here's our pattern. And here's our full line. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to create more patterns by taking this through other positions of the pentatonic scale. So start with this position. So we're going to do the same exact pattern. Low, high as we talked about. Low, high, high, low. Low, high, high, low. Low, high, high, low. Next position. Now we go to the next position. Same pattern. Low, high, high, low. Low, high, high, low. Low, high, high, low. Next position. Next position. Same thing. Low, high, high, low. Low, high, high, low. Low, high, high, low. Next position. Now there's one more position, and rather than play way up here, I'm going to just move it down an octave. Same thing. Low, high, high, low. Low, high, high, low. Low, high, high, low. Next position. This particular fingering has some kind of fingering issues that kind of make it a little awkward. So you have to kind of jump back there. But now through doing that, we now have 5 different patterns we can move around. And of course, when you start to think about all the different ways you can use the pentatonic scale in jazz over different chords and stuff like that, this is a ton of information. So I hope you enjoyed taking a look at that. If you don't have Joe Diorio's Intervallic Designs for Guitar book, please get it. It is one of the absolute coolest books out there. I spent countless hours with the book, and I'm still on like the second page of examples because there's just so much cool stuff to run through. And it always spurs these kind of light bulb moments where it takes me to through all these different kind of patterns and moving them around and experiment with them on my own. I can spend months on a single pattern and have a ton of fun with it. So I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this and kind of explore this idea. It's a very cool pentatonic idea that we can move around and get these different positions for by moving it around a bit. And of course, you can use this over anywhere that you can use A minor pentatonic. And of course, take it through all 12 keys. So thanks for checking out today's lesson. Keep practicing. I'll see you next time.